Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Jaya Ashta Sakhi. Jaya Nrsingadev, 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 Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva, Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Shri Radha Madhava Ashta Sakhi Vrinda Shriman Mahaprabhu ki. Jai Shri Prahlad Nrsingadev Ananta Dev ki. Shri Panchatattva ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukhakaroti Vacharam Pangoram Gayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Mande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramanandamadavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Nitinamine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayane Gaurakata Damadaya Nagara Grama Tarine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, good morning everybody, my obeisances to all the devotees. Hare Krishna. So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, chapter 10, verse number 12. This is Maitreya speaking. Vishwam vai brahma tanmatram samstitam Vishnu mayaya Ishvarena parichinam kalena vyaktamurtina Vishwam vai brahma tanmatram samstitham Vishnu mayaya Ishvarena parichinam kalena vyaktamurtina Vishwam vai brahma tanmatram samstitham Vishnu mayaya Ishvarena parichinam kalena vyaktamurtina Vishwam vai brahma tanmatram samstitham Vishnu mayaya Ishvarena parichinam kalena vyaktamurtina Vishwam vai brahma tanmatram samstitham Vishnu mayaya Ishvarena parichinnam kalena vyaktamurtina Vishwam vai brahma tanmatram samsthitam Vishnu mayaya Ishvarena parichinnam kalena vyaktamurtina Vaishnavis. Vishwam vai brahma tanmatram samstitham Vishnu mayaya Ishvarena parichinnam kalena vyaktamurtina Vishwam vai brahma tanmatram samstitham Vishnu mayaya Ishvarena parichinnam kalena vyaktamurtina Vishwam vai brahma tanmatram samstitham Vishnu mayaya Ishvarena kalena vyaktamurtina. Word, go ahead. Vishwam vai brahma tanmatram samstitham Vishnu mayaya Ishvarena parichinnam kalena vyaktamurtina. Word by word translation, if you like to repeat. Vishwam, the material phenomenon. Vai, certainly. Brahma, the supreme. Tat matram, the same as. Samsthitam, situated. Vishnu Mayaya, by the energy of Vishnu. Ishvarena, by the personality of Godhead. Parichinnam, separated. Kalena, by the eternal time. Avyakta, unmanifested. Murtina, by such a feature. Translation. This cosmic manifestation is separated from the Supreme Lord as material energy by means of Kala, which is the unmanifested impersonal feature of the Lord. It is situated as the objective manifestation of the Lord under the influence of the same material energy of Vishnu. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. As stated previously by Narada before Vyasadeva, Bhagavatam 1.5.20, Idam hi Vishwam Bhagavan Ivetaraha. This manifested world is the self-same personality of Godhead, but it appears to be something else beyond or besides the Lord. It appears so because of its being separated from the Lord by means of Kala. It is something like the tape-recorded voice of a person who is now separated from the voice. As the tape recording is situated on the tape, so the whole cosmic manifestation is situated on the material energy and appears separate by means of Kala. The material manifestation is therefore the objective manifestation of the Supreme Lord and exhibits His impersonal feature, so much adored by impersonalist philosophers. Let's read the translation if you like to repeat. This cosmic manifestation is separated from the Supreme Lord as material energy by means of Kala, which is the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Lord. It is situated as the objective manifestation of the Lord under the influence of the same material energy of Vishnu. So there are three sections in today's verse that we will touch upon. One is the word Vishwam, the material phenomenon. So we'll speak a little bit about historical and cultural perspective of what that Vishwam means. And then the second is Vishnu Mayaya. We'll touch upon that philosophical and spiritual perspective of time and relation to how the interconnectedness with Krishna is. And the third is Kalena Vyakta Murtina. And interestingly, in the book, in the Srimad Bhagavatam book that I was just reading, somebody had exactly ticked on those words in a pencil. And I was like, oh, wow. And I was looking at the next verses and the previous verses, but nobody had ticked. So it's like a sign, sign of Krishna to remind me of these important. Sometimes there's time reminds us of what is important and puts our mind on focus and perspective. So the Kalena Vyakta Murtina, as for me it just happened, the psychological and the individual implication of what the interconnectedness of Krishna and time, how Krishna is time, especially for devotees. So touching upon the historical and cultural perspective, we all went to school and we studied, and our children will go to school, and this is what the modern concept of time is. The modern concept is basically the Big Bang happened and it will continue, the linear process, it will continue till the end. So basically there were a bunch of particles. See, it's important to know what they think, okay? So there's a bunch of particles, right? And that kinetic energy is moving at the speed of light. Then all the protons and neutrons form in this other stage. And that proton and neutron, they form galaxies. I mean, I'm simplifying, obviously. And those galaxies continue to go on with the speed of light and all the protons and the neutrons. And then it comes to a point of becoming black holes. Then all these particles that has come through these stages will all just become pure radiation. and then there is the end of the movie. That's the belief, the modern belief system, which is very linear. It goes in this way. But the Vedic perspective of time, what we've studied, although the modern world, the modern Vishwam, they do value time. They say time is money, very famous. I think Benjamin Franklin said that, time is money. So they value it. And they also say time is the most what we want, but the worst of use that we make. So there are many, many sayings like this. Time lost is never found. Right? So there is a impersonal, indirect connection to the power of the Lord. So that's their limitation. They see time as a very powerful energy which runs the world, which runs the Vishwam, yet they don't know what Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing here, what Srimad Bhagavatam emphasizes, what the Vedic perspective gives us, the precision of how cyclical the time is. So for us, the Vedic idea, let's take one single kalpa, right? One single kalpa includes 1,000 cycles of yugas. So Satya Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Again, very precise. These are the 4 ages. And we are, even the Vedic calculation gives us very, very, like Kali Yuga, for example, how many years? 432,000 years is Kali Yuga. And then what was Dwapara Yuga was 864,000 years. Hard to remember. So very, very precise. It's unlike, okay, the protons and the neutrons and come together. It is so clear, very clear. So therefore, the conclusion is, without scriptural understanding, without scriptural conclusions, it's very, very difficult, to say the least, and impossible to actually ascertain the nature of the universe, nature of time. And there are some documentaries. Sometimes I watch these scientists trying to figure out astronomy or how the universe works, and some of them are very sincere. They confess, we're going nowhere with our research, nowhere in that linear idea of how time works. See, for us as devotees, it's important to understand that the scriptures are not only giving us the calculation in terms of the cycles and the kalpa and the mahakalpa and all those what may seem apparently irrelevant to my individual life here and today. How am I going to earn? How am I going to raise my children? That's our relation with time is with those practical elements. But also the description of the psychological impact of the way how the Vedic perspective explains time is relevant for us, because like each kalpa consists of the 4 yugas, and in those 4 yugas we hear again and again in Srimad Bhagavatam the moral, the cultural dimensions keep deteriorating. Prayen alpayusha sabhya kalau asmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagyahi upadrita. So it's very clear that in Kali Yuga there is degradation, there's conflict, people are becoming less and less intelligent. We hear this every day in Srimad Bhagavatam class, how Srimad Bhagavatam predicts the decline. And whereas in Satya Yuga, Srimad Bhagavatam reflects that it represented righteousness, justice. It did exist. Whereas the modern descriptions and definitions don't give those psychological perspectives. So actually, scriptures give us advice. He was very attached to the holy name. He was always saying holy name is very important. But his concept was like this. You chant Rama, Krishna, so that you can attain the goal of life. Meaning, holy name is not the goal of life. You use holy name to reach the impersonal understanding. He was very adamant about it, but also very confused. He would quote from different impersonalist philosophers, and it was confusing for me because I was a teenager and I was just getting introduced to Srila Prabhupada's philosophy, which was extreme opposite. It's like, we are, as devotees, we are completely dependent on the mercy of the Lord. We're studying the philosophy of Damodar month, Kartik month, the 2 fingers shot, the concept of effort and mercy. For the impersonalists, at least this professor of mine, effort was everything. You do the effort and you are the mercy. You become the mercy. Oh my God, Vishnu, Vishnu. And when you read Srila Prabhupada, he just busts that philosophy. So the point is, it's not irrelevant, because we will find people, even people who are dressed in Vaishnav clothing, chanting Hare Krishna, will have very, very impersonalist understanding. Why I do this? So I can reach my goal. I use Krishna to reach my goal. You sometimes hear that. But in Krishna consciousness and spiritual perspective, see, Krishna is time. So past, present, and future is Krishna. It's such a simple concept, but for the complicated, they can twist it and turn it and make a whole chaos out of the whole philosophical understanding. One interesting thing I find with this cyclical concept of life, it suggests that things are dynamic. All beings, we are all part of a bigger plan, bigger picture. This dynamics is like a cosmic rhythm. There's cosmic harmony, which is controlled by a director. Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. That is Krishna. He's the Lord of the multitude of universes. And that point, psychologically, how I feel encouraged by this philosophical dimension of reality and universe and time, that it helps in that growth and enlightenment, not like a linear way of, like, even there is a Christian concept of eternal hell. You're going and you're just gone there. No, but the Vedic concept is like, you'll come back. It'll come back. And in my professional life, I see people often go through, oh, I'm going through a bad time, right? And then there's also the opposite of, apna time aayega. In Hindi, they say, my time will come. Every dog has its day. In Hindi, there's like an expression to say that one day will be mine. Or there's another concept, 15 minutes of fame. There's a concept that each and every human being will experience 15 minutes of fame. So there are many, many concepts that brings us to this conclusion that this material world is temporary. At the same time, this relation between the cosmic manifestation, which is an impersonal form of the Lord, but he is actively engaged. So let's see a little bit what Srila Prabhupada is saying here. So Prabhupada is emphasizing that the relationship between cosmic manifestation and Krishna is separated by time, kala, and that highlights how this manifestation appears separate, looks separate from Krishna, yet it's fundamentally connected. So, achintya beda abeda tattva. It's simultaneously connected and separate from the Lord. Kalantargata, kalaniyamaka, kalatita trikalagya, kala pravartaka, kala nivartaka, kalotpadaka, kala murti tava, dasoham, dasoham, tava dasoham, dasoham. So this is the essence. What Srila Prabhupada is saying is those three angles of time. Krishna transcends time. He is not controlled by time. And Krishna is also the regulator of time, which basically what it means in an individual life perspective. We work hard, take time and work hard. It takes time to chant our rounds, to read Srimad Bhagavatam, to work on any devotional service related elements. And then when the time is right, Krishna in the form of time gives us the reward if our actions are worthy of reward. And if our actions, with the time used, that we use its time and we perform an action which deserves punishment, Krishna in the form of time, kala pravartaka, kala nivartaka. So he knows how to manipulate time to give us the right result. So that's the way in our individual life, how Krishna's hand is present. Individually, everything that's happening is orchestrated by the Lord. And for Krishna, again, time is past, present, future. It doesn't apply to Krishna. It applies to me. So I may be struggling 1 year, 2 years, 3 years with my japa, with finishing my Bhakti Shastri, whatever the struggles that I have. But for Krishna, he's like, I got all the time in the world. Let's take the example of Bharat Maharaj. Took him 3 lifetimes. And Krishna was in no hurry. He was in no judgment. He's like, it takes the time it takes, right? So the point is, Krishna is the generator of time. Krishna is the form of time. Time I am, he says in Gita as well. So Prabhupada is highlighting this, that the cosmic manifestation is described as being separate from Supreme Lord through the agency of material energy. This is like a quote to remember. And this separation is facilitated by Kala, time, which is the impersonal form of the Lord. So what does it again mean what is this impersonal feature of the Lord? So this verse is mentioning the Vishnu Maya. So the material manifestation, it exhibits the impersonal feature of the Supreme Lord, which again Prabhupada is saying that the impersonal philosophers, they go at it, they go for that. And then while material world is looking like it's a separate thing, but ultimately it's an expression of Krishna's will, Krishna's creativity. It's just like our Guru Maharaj writes a book. All the disciples become excited. We all buy the book. So similarly, Parikshit Maharaj is also curious to understand the dynamics of how the universe works. We may wonder, hey, he's got only 7 days left. Why is he asking all these technical details? Because Parikshit Maharaj is very interested in how Krishna uses his will, how he uses his creativity. Just like our kid performs at a drama, and we already know the storyline, say Cinderella. But we still go there and we experience every bit of it. So similarly, Parikshit Maharaj is enjoying how Krishna's dynamic play of this connectedness and interconnectedness and separation from this cosmic manifestation is. And I love this analogy of Srila Prabhupada, the analogy of tape recorder. We listen to Guru Maharaj's classes on YouTube live. We are listening. I'm listening to my Guru. Don't disturb me. But there's no Guru there. It's just the voice of the Guru. But it is the Guru. So Prabhupada gives an analogy to say that the voice is the person, but time separates the person from that voice. So this analogy also helps us clarify like Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha. So, and in another verse he says, Maya metam tarantite. So he is very clearly stating that it is my divine energy. This material energy is my divine energy. Don't be a fool to think that you can control it. That's essentially what he's saying. And Narad Muni reinforces the idea in this verse. He's again saying, it's connected with Krishna. So that brings us to my relationship with Krishna. You know, in Dasaru, Purandara Dasaru's song is there. Kaiya toro karunigala rasane kaiya toro kaiyali tumba benneya kolluva kaiya toro. So this is a Vaishnava saint. He's saying that, Krishna, please show me your hand. Show me your hand in my life. Show me your will for me. Give me the knowledge of your will so I can do your will. So it's a beautiful concept connected to this verse that Krishna's hand in our life is consistent. We may not see it. We may go through astrological cycles, Sade Sati, 7.5 years of Saturn, and we go, time is not on my side, bad times are going on, I'm losing relationships, I'm losing money. So this is real. But for a devotee, Srimad Bhagavatam says, the 3rd canto, 4th canto, if we look actually, not even in between the lines, the background, the foundation of all these dynamics, he's saying, even that is meant to make you into a better version of you that I can love. So we are becoming a better version of ourselves that Krishna can love through the experience of time, of different times. Sometimes there's a Vaishnava bhajan, also Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that sometimes we go through opulence, wealth, fame, sometimes lack of reputation, lack of wealth. And one Vaishnava saint says, I don't even have a morsel of food to eat today, whereas yesterday I was roaming on elephants and horses. That's the power of time. Time can bring a person who's sitting on the elephant under the elephant's foot. So Krishna in the form of time teaches us how to develop our personalities And Albert Einstein, I think he said, I have a quote somewhere here. He says this thing, the only reason for time is so that everything doesn't happen at once. Sometimes I have this prayer, Krishna, please remove all my anarthas. And the next minute, a little conflict, something happens, and oh, Krishna, slowly, please. Not immediately. Because if Krishna tries to remove all my anarthas at once, I'm dead. I have no capacity to actually tolerate that. And then I go in front of Nrsimhadev, with his Nakam, Adbhuta Shringam, Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam. I told myself at one point, be very careful when you go in front of Nrsimhadev and say, with your beautiful diamond-like nails, rip apart my narthas, but gently. So, this thing, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says this, to prove this point that time is necessary for a sadhaka to be able to gain control over the mind so that we can navigate our way to cultivate that bhakti in our heart in an organic way, in a sustainable way. Otherwise, if we rush into things, just like a plant, it takes the time it takes for it to sprout, for it to become a little plant, and then you can't force it. So similarly, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says this. He says, faith in bhakti develops through many favorable actions over lifetimes. I'll read that again. Faith in bhakti develops through many favorable actions over lifetimes. So this is confirmed by Krishna, Manushyanam Sahasreshu, the 1 in a million concept. It's not about, I want pure devotion today. Like we go to God and say, Krishna, please give me patience, but right now. So this is the highlight here. To recognize that the material world is temporary, it's illusory manifestation, but it ultimately serves the purpose of the Supreme Lord. And by understanding this, we can transcend that illusion. They say, there's a saying, time flies. You heard, time flies, but it leaves a shadow behind. So what we do with time, I'm not going to give a lecture or a motivation talk about don't waste time, wasting time is a crime. We heard that over and over and over again. That's not the thing. But giving a broader perspective, how we can embrace devotional service with this beautiful conversations that's going on in Srimad Bhagavatam, that gives us the time to grow, develop. I saw you as a little kid. Now you are grown up. So that's time, right? How we develop skills. Our body grows, our mind, hopefully our brain grows. We develop skills. We develop our personality. That's the right use of time. Otherwise, what's the point of studying Srimad Bhagavatam and understanding time is extension of the Lord's energy, the material creation is extension, if we become judgmental, if we become harsh, if we become critical, we become self-loathing, doubting everybody, what's the point? So it's like, they also say, go with the flow, go with the flow of the message of Srimad Bhagavatam. At the same time, to remember Prahlad Maharaja's words, Tatsadu manye suravarya dehinam sada samudvignadiyama sadgrihat hitvatma patam grihamanda kopam vanam gato yadharimashrayeta. So Prahlad Maharaj is recommending that any person, how many of us have accepted a temporary material body here? Just a reminder. So we are stuck in this body. At the same time, Prahlad Maharaj is giving us the side effects of taking that material body. Under the label in very small print, we will constantly be harassed by anxiety. The anxiety will be there. So let's not think, I'll come to Sridham Mayapur, I'll give up my job and my boss and I will be free from anxiety. Oh, welcome to the material world. No, the anxiety will still be there. We just channel it for the anxiety. Oh, I need to learn my verse today. Let me rush to the Mangalarti and make it to the Mangalarti today. So the anxiety needs to be channeled and purified. So Prahlad Maharaj is saying, we've fallen into this dark well where there is no water. There's no water. It means nowhere in this material world, no relationship can substitute that void, the real black hole in our hearts we are looking for. Nobody can fill that hole except the blue boy, blackish blue boy, Krishna. Nothing else can fill that hole. And Prahlad is saying, therefore, one should give up this position and go to the Vanam Gatoyan. Go to the forest. What is that forest? Vrindavana Ramya Sthana Divya Chintamani Dhama. So Vrindavan, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri, all the holy places represent our holy consciousness, holy thoughts. So to go to Vrindavan, so where Krishna consciousness is prevalent, and Hari Mashrayeta. So we take shelter of Hari. We go under that Govardhan. Krishna has already lifted up the Govardhan. It's up to me if I'm going to go under it or cry and weep because I'm getting wet in the rain. The hill is up. Giriraj is up. It's up to me. So there's a song Srila Prabhupada often quotes, Bhaja Govindam. If you know, sing along with me. This paragraph, one paragraph that relates to today's verse. Ma kuru dhana jana yauvana garvam harati nimesha kala sarvam. Ma kuru dhana jana yauvana garvam harati nimesha kala sarvam. Maya mayamidam akhilam hitva brahmapadam tvam pravisha vidhitva. Such a powerful song. So says, don't boast about your wealth, your youth, your capacities. In a second, time will take it all away. Free yourself from Maya, Mayamidam, me and mine, the hell of me and mine, the illusion of me and mine, of this world, and attain the timeless truth, which is Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamate. Oh, stupid mind, don't look for substitutes. Go to Govinda, take his shelter. Okay, the last point is about the psychological implications, etc. They say time is the best teacher. They say time heals. It's true. Time heals wounds, time heals hurt feelings, emotions, and the other concept of my time is bad, the timing is bad. We hear that concept again and again and again. And like I was saying earlier, a lot of people experience that through the astrological cycles, which is time. What is astrology? It's time. A lot of times people go to the astrologer and say, how do I avoid the consequences of the action that I did yesterday? The truth is, sorry, you cannot avoid it. You can only say, I'll pay the loan later. I'll pay the rent later. It has to be experience. So that they also say time is the best teacher. So all these things are valid points. So how to use the time to act properly? From that same bhajan, the continuation of the Kalantargata Kalaniyambaka with Krishna, this is the other side of it. Karma krita agama karma phalaprada karma jita karma bandamaha karma vimochaka karma nigraha karma sakshitava dasoham tava dasoham tava dasoham. So a servant of the Lord utilizes, oh, I'm a servant of the Lord. Oh, my dear Lord, you are the karma krita. You are the one making me do things, especially for devotees. You are the one doing the activities, although ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. Sometimes I may think, I am giving the class. I built this temple. I did this. But it's a trick. You are the creator of the actions. You are the one giving the inspirations. You give the results of the actions. You are the conqueror of the actions. You are the liberator of the bondage of my actions that is entangling me in this material world. You are the overseer of those actions, and you are the witness of those actions. So again, going back to the initial point, Vaishnava philosophy is, I am totally dependent on the Lord's mercy. At the same time, accepting whatever negative things we are experiencing as a way that Krishna is purifying me through the usage of my karma, and giving it time to heal, not comparing our lives with another person's external. Often we might compare our internal with another person's external. And I don't want to get too much into, we don't have too much time to get into how this karma nigraha, karma sakshi is very much also connected to Facebook, YouTube scrolling, all that. Because we are preventing the healing from taking place when we are scrolling. We are preventing Krishna from allowing us to experience the consequences of certain karma by watching at other people and experiencing certain emotions. So these are all blockages. And we are only benefiting social media marketing by watching Facebook. When by scrolling, we are benefiting the business. We're not truly doing what Prahlad Maharaj also says in another verse. He says, his description of swartha means to do good for yourself, benefit yourself. So next time you hold your phone to scroll, try to think, is this really beneficial for me, or it's beneficial for the company that is... So that's, again, allow time to heal us, not block it. Because what is separating us from Krishna is that time, and how we use time can release us from that bondage of self-will and allow us to align to Krishna's will. Okay, so I will end the class here. We have 10 minutes if you have any questions, comments. Time, we have time, 10 minutes. I have no time. This is like a very famous thing. I don't have time. It basically means I don't want to. Yes, sir. I think there is...
Hare Krishna, thank you. I wanted, it's more comment than question. I liked how you nicely explained that the Vedic concept of time is different from what we were taught in schools. And it's such a complex concept that it's difficult to understand for those of us who are not, who didn't grow up with reading Vedas and being exposed to the culture. And one example is, because of the movie now it's popular, Oppenheimer, who is somehow crediting Bhagavad Gita as being influence on him for inventing atomic bomb, and especially the verse Kalos me, Lokaksha Krit, I am time destroyer of the world. And I was thinking how this is completely, because he didn't have any other contact, he completely misunderstood what is this verse about and what is Bhagavad Gita about. And the conclusion is how he's misappropriating Bhagavad Gita by quoting it. And for the rest of the world, it's very important to get this cultural context for us, for people to be able to understand these Vedic concepts about time. Okay,
thank you so much. Yes, absolutely.
First of all, thank you for that deep class. When you first asked, does anyone have any questions, everyone's still digesting everything you said. Trying to figure out so much information, which should we ask about? But in the text, it says, the cosmic manifestation, so I'm getting this linear picture. The cosmic manifestation is separated from the Supreme Lord. The cosmic manifestation which is material energy, is separated from the Supreme Lord by means of kala. So my very linear brain is trying to picture there's the Lord, there's the cosmic manifestation, and then there's something in between. Even though the material manifestation comes directly from the Lord, but here it says, no, it's separated, and there's this impersonal feature between the cosmic manifestation and the Lord himself. So I'm trying to picture without this linear misconception. How would you help me just understand that there's God, the material world comes out of him, but wait, there's an impersonal feature separating them.
Yeah, so if I understand your question, you're asking how this statement seems to be apparently describing the cosmic manifestation as a linear thing because it's separated from the Lord. There's the Lord and there's a cosmic manifestation and there's a material energy and kala in the middle. So you're trying to... Yeah, correct. So I'm just repeating the question to be sure. Okay, my understanding is the cosmic manifestation is temporary, is not eternal, whereas Krishna is eternal. So for example, this chakra building here, that's temporary in the sense it's the creation. I'm giving an analogy like that's a creation. Yeah, yeah. Because the creator does not get affected by the creation. And then there is another level, which is not today's class. Who built the chakra building? We would say Jayapatak Maharaj built it. Yeah, but the worker may say, no, I kept those bricks there. Right? And somebody else may say, Srila Prabhupada built it. All of those statements are true. So where I'm trying to get to is, this statement is true. It's true that the Lord and the time and the cosmic manifestation, it's all true at different levels. But then there is a higher reality. Did Srila Prabhupada build it? Yes. Did Jayapatak Maharaj build it? Yes. He was overseeing the construction. Did the worker build it? Yes. So on different levels, the truth is never black or white. There are levels of reality. So if we just take one out of those 1,000 cycles of the yugas, out of the 1,000 cycles in a kalpa, if we take one, is it linear? Yeah, but then it starts again, so it's cyclical as well. Yeah, thank you. I saw one hand, yes, and then we have Gandhari Mataji.
Thank you so much for such a beautiful and inspiring class. And I wanted to ask a question about anxiety. Right, so you said that we should channel our anxieties, right, transform them in spiritual. And I just wanted to share my realization, like when I speak with senior devotees, and I see that they are so calm, and I believe that they are not anxious, like you see. And I wanted to ask you, what do you think, by realizing the Lord, can we manage our anxiety as well? Like if we, see the Lord present with us, does it help us to manage anxiety? This is one question, and the other one is also is anxiety present in spiritual world?
I like your second question. So yes, the answer to your first question in short is yes, it helps. And it reminds me of a verse from Vishnu Sahasranam, from Mahabharata, and it says, Sahasrarjit saptajihva saptaida saptavahana amurtir ranago chintyo bhayakrit bhayanashana. This is actually a mantra to overcome anxiety. This is from 1008 names of Vishnu. So these are the names of Vishnu Krishna. Sahasrajit, Sapta Jihva, Saptaida, Saptavahana, all these are. And Amurti Ranago Chintyo Bhayakrit Bhayanashana. So this verse, just to give a summary, Krishna has the ability to destroy all these fears in fighting the battle of our life. See, he's right there, calm. He's the only one who's actually Atmaramaschamunayo Nirgarantapyo Rukrame. So he's the one who is Prashanta, he's always peaceful. You know, everybody else is anxious as jivas, right? And anxiousness is not always bad. This is the answer to your question at length. Some anxiousness is good. Hey, I need to go to Mangalarati. Like if I just came here, no preparation, I just give a class, it's not good. Some anxiousness has to be there. Devotees really, what will I speak? Let me study a little bit. Some anxiousness is good. So anxiety can be divided into 3 gunas. Bhagavad Gita basics. Anxiety in the mode of tamas guna, anxiety in the mode of rajas guna, and anxiety in the mode of sattva guna. Anxiety in the mode of sattva is, I should serve devotees nicely, I should be, say some Guru Maharaj comes home. I'm anxiety free, whatever. He'll just go in the kitchen, eat whatever he wants. No, that's not nice. Some anxiousness. Guru Maharaj is coming home. So that's in Sattva Guna, we are responsible. We think over things. In Rajas Guna, anxiety is based on Sahasraja Saptajiva Saptaida Saptavahana Amurtir Ranagochintya. So the identity, usually the crisis of identity leads us to anxiety. And that's Rajas Guna. When I think I am, I do, it's mine, that causes the anxiety in the mode of Rajas Guna, which is not helpful. It may destroy our sense of identity, which is Krishnera Nityadas. That's my identity. I'm a servant of Krishna. To be anxious that I am not in that mentality of a servant is a good thing. So that's my ultimate answer, that anxiety is not always bad. And the second question about spiritual world anxiety, there is spiritual anxiety, which is completely different. Because anxiety in this world is a perverted reflection of the anxiety in the spiritual world. Why has Krishna not come yet? Why is Krishna upset with me? Or why is, so there's a spiritual anxiety which only produces bliss. It does not make us selfish. It does not make us cruel towards others. Whatever anxiety does in this world causes us health issues, causes us depression, right? All those unwanted anarthas are created from anxiety. Whereas spiritual anxiety produces self-realization or bliss in relation to Krishna. Yeah. Yes, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for such delectable, delicious, wonderful nectarian class, even though it's such a technical topic. Mataji, on the second point, what is your understanding of actually this material creation is the dream in the dream of Mahavishnu?
Yeah.
Although the first one is explaining how it's separated, but please explain it, your understanding that actually it's just a dream of Mahavishnu.
Correct. Thank you. Oh, is a comment, right?
No, it's a question. Your explanation, your understanding.
Yeah, so Mahavishnu is lying down and from his pores are these universes. So that's, see, again, what is a dream? What is reality? The understanding for Krishna, what is dream, what is reality, what is Krishna's time, how is our time, is separated by time. So my understanding is similar to the analogy I gave. There's the building and there's the Lord. So the Lord, when he dreams, is not like our dreams, completely useless and unproductive. It produces material universes. So thank you for bringing up that point. It's a very beautiful meditation, actually. There was a painting, right? There was another painting which, yes, Prabhu. We will officially end the class here, but we can continue the thing. Thank you very much.
When I was in my teenage years, this was a very popular Mayavadi conception all over America. They were saying, oh, everything is just a dream. It's not real. Nothing is real.
Oh, yeah, that's opposite. Yeah,
That's why the Mayavadis focus on the dream and make it into something that it's not.
Very true. Thank you. That's actually a very dangerous concept, to think everything is a dream. Nothing is real anyway. Material world is temporary. Everything is a dream. But here in this purport, thank you very much, Prabhu. Prabhupada is bringing that balance. He's saying, hey, wait a minute. It's directly connected to the Lord. The Lord is engaged in the managing and the workings of this universe. So we don't take anything for granted. It's achintya beda bheda tattva. Simultaneously, it is one and different. Thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.